Hey, very good evening, good morning. One sec. Can you see my screen, guys? Okay, one sec. Let me rename my thing. Can you type in the chat? Can you see me, my screen, and the webinar? Everything is visible. Can someone say, type in the chat? I'm doing a live streaming on the YouTube. So this was wondering everything can be seen. Okay, so you can see my screen, I guess. Okay, chat is disabled. No, you can do a chat. Okay, maybe it's disabled. You can put it in the in the question and answers. Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. Okay, and you can see me as well, right? Great. Okay, super. Okay, thank you so much, guys. A warm namaste from me here from India, and happy to see a lot of people across the globe joining this session. Thank you so much for attending. When we did this session, we did realize in India that's Ganpati festival, and today is the fifth day. So there is a little kind of commotion. Evenings, people are a little busy in Visarjan. Okay, but I'm glad that some of you are attending this webinar, a very important webinar. This is a typical question many guys ask me about. What the most challenging part in the PgMP application is the actual PgMP exam or PgMP certification is the application. And no, many people give up midway during the application because they find it a little kind of strenuous. So we are here to help you with a step-by-step guide on how to fill your application. Okay, so I'm going to use my 45 minutes to tell you about that, and then use the next 15 minutes to answer your questions. You can also interrupt me anytime during the webinar as well, right? This is something about me. I love project management. I love the things I do, and even today's webinar. So this is something which I really like, and know have been doing this for last 10 years. Great. Okay. So good to see you all, and let us go next. Okay. Now, PGMP certification has increased, or their certified members have increased in the last 2 years as much, okay, as they have done in the last 12 years. So from 2010 to 2022, okay, there was around 2,500 members, and in the last 2 years, approximately another 2,500 certified members were added. What it means is that the demand for this certified people have also increased among the employers. And I'm glad to show you this is the source is the PGMP PMI website, and this PGMP certification. When you type apply for PGMP certificate, this is what it comes. And if you see on the PMI website, they have put our blog here of ProThoughts. So I want you to go to that blog and read about that. Okay. So this is like no they have the many. In fact, no, I have been consulting one mid-size IT company. They're curating their program managers and using the scientific methods from the certification. So people are acknowledging leaders, and leadership is acknowledging the PGMP concepts. which was not there in maybe last 2 years or so. I have been doing this PGMP certificate last 6 years or 7 years, and I see a little more demand coming up right now. Right? So good time. This is actually not the essence of today's discussion, but let me tell you, just to give you a little context. Today, we are on the fifth edition of the PGMP for people who do not know that. Okay. And PGMP certification is there right from 2009 onwards. So it's like 15 years, 5 editions. And the idea of doing this fifth edition from the PMI perspective is that they're developing a product rather than a process. So they're doing, like, they have introduced something called principles in the fifth edition. So they are trying to build a core kind of a concept of program management and evolving some techniques on top of it. Okay, from a content point of view, there has not been a major change from the fourth to the fifth, but the direction they are giving for the fifth edition is this. Okay, they are trying to put that as a principle based product. Okay, rather than a process. Even PMP, if you might be aware, was earlier processes and knowledge areas. They have now included as a product. Okay, so they are trying to use that as a product and the features of the product. So they will actually have features, and then making as a core kind of a concept that you can use in your day-to-day work. So that's where is that goal they are going to. Okay. The second thing which they have addressed, okay, is to make the program management a little broader and wider concept rather than evolving like on an organizational framework. So if you see in the fifth edition, they have put, or they have given that indication that we can also, agile programs can also use this program management concepts. So you can have a greater flexibility in the framework, and that concepts and the program management, what PMI suggests, the 5 domains can be used for agile programs as well, because no, where you adopt team of teams approach in agile or scrum of scrums, you can use the product principles of what we learn in the PGMP certification. So it is going to be more relevant, okay, to a wider audience than what is today. So I think PMI will push a little more aggressively in the coming days, the program management. Right? So I just putting this context of this, although core of my today's discussion is definitely the application process. If you can't see this, I'm going to read out, okay, and then I'm going to elaborate each and every box. Okay, so don't have to worry about that, but this is like what we have done. So once you decide, okay, to take the PGMP certification, the first thing you can do is to write an application. And only if the application gets approved through various stages, you can, okay, appear for the PGMP exam. This application submission happens from the PMI website, right? You can apply for the PGMP exam either before the training or even after the training. Now, I will strongly recommend to write the application post the PGMP training, because, okay, most of the people do not do program management in the way the PGMP certification or that content tells you, or the standard guide tells you. Many people are doing program management as more of a coordination job. So you are not doing in a scientific structured way. Okay, you are not using the terminology which the PGMP guide suggests. So most of the times, even if you write application without knowledge, okay, you will end up rewriting after the training. So I suggest this first step should be post your PGMP training, right? So after the training, once you submit, okay, for review another 10 days, and then it goes to audit. Okay. And audit, no, you have another 3 months. If you are, I'm going in a very short thing, and then I'll go in details with tips and tricks for you as well. So in the third stage, which are audits, okay, if your application is selected, okay, if something is asked from the PMI, you have 3 months to submit the things. Okay. And then once it is approved, you can need to pay, okay, the PGMP exam fees to PMI. Now here, PGMP exam fees, if you are a member for Indian customers, cost around 64,700 rupees. ProThoughts, because of a premium partnership with PMI, has some vouchers which we give it to our students, which decreases the exam fee by approximately 5,000 rupees. That's a lot, okay, that you get. Okay, so it's like around approximately 9%, which is good enough money that you can save if you do it through us. Okay, that is one. Okay, just wanted to give you one idea about that. After the payment, there are two evaluations. One is the panel review. Okay, and I will tell you what is panel review in the next. And the second evaluation is the exam. You need to pass the panel review to appear for the exam. And after you pass the exam, you get the certification of PGMP. The certification is valid for 3 years. After the 3 years, you need to renew the certification. If you do not renew, it is suspended for 1 year. And after that, you need to retake the PGMP exam if you want that certification. Right? You can also club your renewal cycles. If you have a PMP, both these cycles can be clubbed on the same dates, and you only need 60 PDUs. Okay, so both of them having 60 PDUs also can help you renew the certificate rather than 120 PDUs. One certification requires 60 PDUs. But PMI said that if you have PGMP and PMP, you can do it together. Okay. Now let me go through the details of everything. Like I said, there are two evaluations for PGMP. For PMP, there is only one evaluation, which is the exam. Here there are two evaluations. One evaluation, one key highlights, I will go in detail later. This is called the panel review. I personally know some panel reviewers from PMI. They are working professionals or people like me and you, okay, who have volunteered to do a panel review with PMI. They will be definitely certified PGMP certified people. Okay. No, this will be the certified program managers of PMI who will be endorsed by PMI to do the panel. So they have a selection process. Okay. They do the panel review based on your application and what you have written on the application. So I will tell you how to write the application as well. If you fail the panel review, okay, you have the opportunity. So they do not tell you that you cannot do the exam. They give you an opportunity to rewrite. So many times what has happened is that I have instances where the panel review has said that your application do not match all across the world. Then they come to us like ProThoughts, and then we help them to rewrite the applications as well. So there are numerous cases that we have found out, and the way we write the application, then it gets passed and they resubmit and then it gets passed. But on your second submission, sometimes if it fails, okay, your application will be closed and your exam fee will be refunded. But panel reviews, most reviewers, most of the time give you an opportunity to submit it. They give you comments what is missing and then you actually rewrite. Okay. This is the first review. The second review, okay, second evaluation is the exam. This, if you have done the PMP, okay, it's a similar exam, which is a scenario and a situational based exam like any PMI. Once your application is approved after your audit, okay, after your panel review, sorry, you have 3 attempts in 1 year to take the exam. Every attempt is half of the first attempt, earlier attempt. Cost is half of the, if it's 60, 50, there is a membership when 64,700, it will be half of that the second time you take the exam. So it's quite costly, okay, because PgMP is a elite exam, right? Now let's come to the first step, which is application submission. In the application submission, there are 2 areas, which are the basic areas where you need to write the first. There are 3 portions. First portion is the project, second portion is the program, and the third category is you need to answer questions on leadership, strategy, and benefits. Right? 3 questions. Earlier in March, till March 24, you need to answer 5 questions. Understood? Okay. Now the first step, application submission, project management experience. If you are a PMP, you do not write it. Okay. So these projects which you are entering may not be the projects under the program. Okay. If you are not done the PMP, you need to write 48 months of your project experience, like 4 years. It should be in the recent 15 years. Right? Okay. This is your first step. Now, also, PMI do not consider overlapping project experience. So, if you are writing these 3 projects, so the first project will be considered from Jan to April. The second project experience will be considered from April to June, and the third will be from July to November. So some of this experience from February to April of 3 months would not be considered. I hope it is clear. Yeah. If you have any question, keep on typing it in the question box as well. Happy to answer your questions. The second area is about your program management experience. Okay. So in the program management experience, you need to write your high level summary of program objective. What the organizations wants to achieve through the program. Okay. So this is one level. You need not be verbose. It should be succinct, concise information. Okay. Understand from the reviewer point of view. Okay. He should feel good about reading your application. Sometimes people write a lot of things. This program was supposed to do 100 things. You don't. Very, very succinct, very concise. Okay. You need to write as if you are the program manager. What were your roles and responsibility? Understand, if you have done the program management, understand the authority of the program varies from each program as the governance body gives you that authority. Right? Then you need to write the benefits that your organization received or your customer from who you are doing the program. Okay, you should mention that. So what is this program all about? What you are going to do as a role for this program? What are the benefits, the outcomes you achieved for the program? And under each program, you need to now mention the projects which you did for this program. Okay. So these projects should not be the projects listed in the project summary which are written. Understood? So this project should not be in the project summary already. These are the different projects. Similarly, as I explained about this overlapping program, they do not consider overlapping programs. So the overlapping program experience is not considered. This is the second step. You can write information for one program. If you have done 5 programs, I will still recommend write maximum 2 programs. You do not write a lot of stuff for the reviewer. That's one tip for you. Right? Okay. Now, these are another tips that you can have. Okay. So answers, like I said, already said, okay, should be concise. Okay. You don't want to write gibberish things, a lot of information which doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. One idea is to write grammatically correct. Now the AI, no things are coming up and there are a lot of applications. You can write in Word or no type it with AI help as well, but in your own words, so the grammatically you are correct, and then paste your application in your okay program application form. Okay, it should be very unique. Or don't copy paste that. No, the same experience is done by 8 people. Don't do that. Okay, so so no, write something which you have done, which is very unique, okay, believable, and that's what it is. Copying it easily, the reviewer should make it out. Okay, there are experience summary. Okay, no, there are 3 questions. This is about leadership, benefits, and strategy. Okay, and there are questions about that. Each section has 2 questions. You need to choose one. Okay, I would show you in the coming slides. I don't think I added that, but like for example, here I said how you identified, evaluated the risk. So you need to write examples of how you did that. I will show you in the next slide. Right? You can't just give a verbose answer. How you identify, evaluated, I did the risk management risk register. Then I use 5 strategies of risk management principles. Then I communicated the risk register to my stakeholder. This is like a very mundane answer. Okay, you need to give examples. What was the risk? How you actually overcame that? Okay, describe that as a narrative story format. Okay, you have 700 words. Okay, you may not want to use all the words. Okay, be concise and give the proper information. Right? Respond always in the first person. Okay, right? Like I did it, okay? Not like we all did this, okay? And the program team was there. Don't do, sometimes I don't know about others, but the Indian perspective is that you want to give credit to everyone and no, we as a team developed that. No. What was your role as a program manager is what they are interested in. Okay. And also the idea is to give a perspective for this program, given your role, what you contributed to the program. Okay, not what others did to the program. Others contribution might be also creditable, and you want to mention that, but this is not the right forum for that. Okay, so you need to be example driven. You need to give numbers. You need to give proper roles who are involved in that. Okay, avoid theoretical responses. Right? So it should appear as if you had done this. You had genuinely gone through that experience. I'll give you some examples. Right? For example, you want to write, okay, this is the correct way of writing. Increase the number of customers with this. Okay, I targeted 750 retail customers. I would write Okay, I can give some names if I want as well. This is a theoretical response. I evaluated data, prioritize risk. This is very bookish thing. Okay. In the first example, I would actually put some customers' roles as if I have been doing this. Okay. Like they have mentioned in the second example, copper network and the customer. Okay. Okay, this is wrong. I developed clear expectations. I did stakeholder analysis. I did no benefits management. Oh no, this is not what I am looking. What I did in benefits management, how I realized the benefit, give examples. What was the challenge in realizing the benefit? I would like to know how, as a program manager, you overcome challenges. I would wish to know that as a reviewer, right? Like the third example, field column made 30%, at least 250 per one accomplished, and the corresponding report presented to the government. This is wrong. Analysis for applicable and consensus plan. It's very generic. I hope you are getting an idea. I'll show you some sample applications as well. Yeah. I hope it is making sense for you, whoever is trying to build an application on PgMP. This is very niche. Okay. It's a very specific webinar topic that I have chosen, where our team has chosen, which is like makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. Once you have done the application before submitting, okay, you need to check, okay, is that examples working, okay, and does it reflect the work that you did as a program manager? Okay. Are you sounding more of a project manager or a program manager? For that, you need to definitely understand what is a program manager. Many times, I think 90% of the times when I receive an application, it sounds like a project manager writing a application, right? Your designation is program manager, but you're using the mindset of a project manager. A program manager, if you go through the training or the guide, you will understand is much more than the project manager. Your answer should reflect that. Okay. So also the responses sometimes looks textbook kind of stuff. Okay. It doesn't carry specific examples. It looks like you are just a coordinator doing a review of projects. That's not what is a program manager. Then you're missing the thing. You should build your strategic, the skin in the program as well. That should come out on this. So we have developed a step-by-step kind of our own templates, okay, to write the application. We can't write it for you, but we are given you a guideline how to write, what should be in the first paragraph, what's the second, third, fourth, and then how you to build a story. It should be in a narrative format. Every answer should be unique. Okay. The reviewer should feel that you have done it, not a standard answer. This also goes against the PMI ethics. Okay. So you can't expect someone as an expert to write. Expert can only put a flow, correct things. The onus is on you to write the application. Yeah. Now I will show you some sample applications as well. Okay. I want to tell you what is a panel review and how is the exam. Okay. Once you submit the application, it goes to audit. If you're selected for audit, if they ask you for some details, you need to send that. Once that is done, you pay the fees and then it goes to the panel review. The panel review, okay, like I said, okay, are certified PgMP people across the world, okay, who are the subject matter experts in program management. They also go through a session from PMI how to evaluate and assess your answers. For them, they are not going to know who are you. Okay, they can't check on LinkedIn who are you and what is that. It's the identity is not disclosed to the panel reviewers. Okay, so the reviewers check, okay, are you working as a program manager? So are you managing interdependent projects which actually achieve an outcome which is in line with your organizational objectives? So this is the program thing. They will check your answers reflect that out. If you fail it, the panel review generally don't say fail, they give you a chance to amend your application with some tips and guidance where they think that you are going wrong. Right? Unless you do this panel review or pass this panel review, you cannot take the PgMP exam. Now, this is a big hurdle, right? Because there are people who are self-volunteering to do that. They are pretty excited. They will go. There are some who minutely go through this application. There are some who see the broad idea if that is done, and then they actually make you eligible. So it's a subjective element. Unlike in PMP, where the application process is more smoother, this takes a little longer. Also, when people come to us for reviews, okay, there are some 3 or 4 iterations. We spend a good amount of time with some people. Sometimes the the participant or the student feels a little kind of stressed out. Oh, there's too much reviewing happening. No, this is not correct. They are doing a little more due diligence, but we do a little due diligence so that you don't have trouble going forward. Some people take it like really nice. So he's correcting nicely. So they give us a pat on our back. Okay. They are very happy to get it the perfect thing. So there are mixed responses. But unless you get your application right, you can't proceed towards the exam. The exams are for 170 questions, 150 are where you are assessed, 20 are like a pilot question, 240 minutes. Okay. Currently, there is no proctor-based PGMP exam. You need to go to the center to take the exam. Okay. 4 hours is a continuous running time. You can take any breaks as you want. I heard there will be a scheduled break after 2 hours in PGMP, like in PMP. Currently, there are no scheduled breaks. Right? The PGMP exam questions, okay, as per the PMI guide, okay, and the handbook, okay, are developed and independently validated by content experts, okay. Okay, they are taken from the PGMP, okay. You will hardly find out of syllabus questions. I do not mean it's like taken means they're interpreted. Okay, it's not. They are all situational and scenario based. Right? You are with me. This is the exam blueprint. This is not a great slide. It doesn't make any sense for me, but many people like it, saying that from which domain, what number of questions come. To pass the exam, you need to do every domain. Everything is interlinked. Right? So this is only in English currently, the exam. Okay, unlike in PMP and multiple choices. Superb. Right. I wanted to show you some sample applications. So we have developed a sample application form to help our students fill the application. Okay, like this is the experience summary, which was the earlier, there were 5 summaries. So one was governance and they had 2 choices. You need to choose one of the 2 choices. Here in this example, they had chosen how they established and adapted the program governance body. Okay, you need to write the program referenced, okay, which was already mentioned. And no, so we then have how to write the answer. So we have para by para answers, which help the student to write in a very smoother way and in a narrative style format. Okay. And because of our training, they understand the terminology and essence of writing the application. This is another the example. Oh, I repeated this, but this is the another example. Okay, and monitor the business environments and realization plan. Okay, so this is like how we are written. This is another example of a sample application that we have. This is about stakeholder management. Who were the stakeholder? How they were categorized. This is another example of, okay, we have done of the same program which we have used. We had three applications in our learning portal, okay, which we have used, okay, which have passed the panel review. We have used that as a reference kind of a applications for you to refer and write it. Plus, there are tips and tricks and a document on how to write an application from ProThoughts. So coming to us as ProThoughts, okay, uh, why I feel this application because I talk with a lot of program managers or aspirants of program manager before they take the certification. And the rumor in this whole PgMP certification is one is no, the rumor is that the application process is very tough and people do not pass the panel review, which I don't think is true. Many people, out of what I have seen, is that many people get trained by us, but only half of them write the application because of whatever reason. The other get very busy and they even do not attempt. I don't know what is we I encourage them, but they do not do that. And that's the kind of worldwide as many people take the training but do not go to that final step of writing the application and exam. So it's a bit kind of long. Well, it takes a little time to write the application because uh, the challenges here is that writing the application, many many of them had not done the program management as they have done it. Okay, they would have no, they are currently doing it, so they find it tough to write it, so write in the project management mindset, so the application doesn't look good and they are also not very happy. Then they refer the guide, the standard guide. Okay, uh, the guide is a little bouncer if you don't understand the concepts. Okay, I don't know how many of you have referred the guide without understanding what is actually program management works. People get a lot of bouncer because they don't understand the context, the flow of things, how everything is interlinked. So they find it very, very complex and you can't just write the application. I have many times when it comes for application review, I change the answers, right? So the terminology is no foreign for many people, alien for no, that they do not know how the guide works. It's like no new concepts that they need to write. So one of the things many students who come, uh, they understand the new concepts, but they cannot. They have to they understand everything, but it takes time to dig up because they have not done the program management in the manner that we had taught them, like benefits management. Nobody has hardly done any benefits. So how to take that from their workplace, how to dig that and build a story takes a lot of time. So there is a little creative element in writing the application. This may be a roadblock for some. The second roadblock for a lot of people why the application process, because it's a little time investment. Okay, and they don't know how to write the application, so lack of direction. And that's where people like us, as institutes like us who are focused on program management, can help them write applications, give them a direction, reduce their time effort. And that's a big value add that ProThoughts, okay, and people here do that. So one of the value adds that we do, we are our job is not only to train you. Our is a selfish motive that you become PGMP certified, because unless you become PGMP certified and we sell a success story, we don't grow. Okay, so we are completely invested in your PGMP journey. The only difference is that after the training, the onus is more on you to approach us and to help you. Although we try to engage you at various junctures, but we are completely invested in your PGMP journey. Okay. Uh, we are happy to have support sessions and a one-on-one counseling with every student. Okay. And if you write the application, we personalize, one-on-one review our application, make corrections, give you a lot of sample application tips and tricks. There are a lot of documents as a part of our comprehensive material set, which can help you write your application in a very good way. Right. Uh, I have been a trainer for PGMP. Sometime earlier, I taken a break. Now again, I am doing trainings for PGMP. The trainer, according to me, is your mentor to apply the concepts in real life. But again, the onus is on student to ask specific questions, because when I say mentor, mentor is a free flowing person. Okay. A coach is an appointed person. So mentor, the mentee should come and have a conversation with the mentor to help him guide on the PGMP journey, applying it in your workplace as well as cracking the exam. We are happy to help. So these are very unique things that ProThoughts bring to the table on a consistent basis. We are doing it for last 7 years. So that is something which is a good thing that we come up with. Okay. These are the value adds that we have. Okay. We introduce a lot of quizzes. No, there are a lot of flashcards, mind maps that we are doing. Okay, which make the a little boring topic like program management standard guide. If you have done the PGMP standard, it's really monotonous and broad. So we actually enthuse with a lot of good examples, techniques to do that. Okay. Uh, there are a lot of different situational case studies that we have put on the learning templates, no, on our learning portal as well. Okay. So this is something which we can help you. There are a lot of templates to like a business case study or realization plan template. There are some 7 8 templates that we have put on our learning portal, which you can use in day-to-day lives as well. So there are a lot of aspects that makes overall, it's not about only cracking the exam. It gives you an idea how to apply it in real life. And I think the byproduct is cracking the exam. You understand the program management concept pretty well. That's one of the great value adds of ProThoughts. This is all the material that we give, right from pre-workshop, during the workshop, and post-workshop. Post-workshop are the exams, mind maps, flashcards, and then templates, videos that we have. Okay, so there are a lot of material for you. The tips and tricks to take the exam, write the application. We have a lot of things that we provide as a part of our material. Okay. Uh, so this is some of you already know about ProThought. So one of the things is we are very interactive in our learning approach and the post-training support that we give. Right. So I'm going to open this for question and answers. Okay. We are almost at 8:45. Um, we have a batch of PGMP every 40 days. Okay. We just completed a batch. The next batch is on the October month post the Dasera festival. And we do it like no 2 days. Okay. And it's actually the first day is Friday, which is for 3 hours, but the next days are 6 7 hours, both the days. So it's like we have done the batches for that way. All right. So let me open it for questions and answers. You can type your questions in the question and answer panel. I will happy to answer all your questions, uh, and it can benefit others as well. So happy to go in a detailed way to do that. I will also give you the PDU code for attending the webinar. It will also come through an email who has attended the webinar to their email registered ID. So guys, please open up for questions and answer. Any questions? Okay, good. Someone is asking a question. Yeah, like I said, Pandarinath, the application limit for your experience-based summary questions, 700 words, okay, as the limit. It will prompt you. Pre-filled questions. Yeah, the questions are always the same for everyone. So there are, earlier, I think you had done it a little earlier before the 5th edition, Pandarinath. So there were 5 summary questions across the 5 domains. Now there are only 3 questions, which are strategy, benefits, and leadership. Okay, so the 3 questions will have no the three areas will have 2 questions each. You need to choose out of the 2 1 question. So you need to answer 3 questions in total out of the 3 areas. This 6 questions across the 3 areas are pre-filled questions. You need to provide the answer. They are not different for different people. I hope I answer your question. Okay, I am a PMP certified anonymous attendee and about to sit for a PBA certified. Is RMP certified a prerequisite or will support PgMP test? There is no prerequisite from a certification point of view for a PgMP certification exam. Right? There is no prerequisite like you need to be PMP certified or some certified to do a PgMP. It shows that you should be eligible for the PgMP exam if you have a certain experience, okay, of programs and certain experience of projects. If you have a PMP, the certain experience of projects is waived off. I hope I answer your question. Okay, Pandarinath is asking, do I need to mention organization name? No. While mentioning program detail, answer is no. You need not mention. Nobody stops you from mentioning, but that is not mandatory. Raghavendra is asking, if someone has experience in program PMO, will they eligible? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. You can demonstrate your program management PMO experience to apply and show it as a program. Yeah, that's the what you contributed to the program. That's perfectly all right. Any more questions? Okay, while you're thinking of questions, I am launching the polls. Okay, we had a specific webinar on demand. So just type your answers for the poll. Your feedback is very important for us. You can, in the meanwhile, also ask questions. Come on, everyone, please answer. How was the poll? Okay, there is a question. Will you able to send a video link for review because it... Yes, sure. We will actually know. We upload the webinars, curated webinars. We curate the webinar and upload it on our ProThoughts YouTube channel. Currently, we are streaming it live. If you go to ProThoughts channel on YouTube, you will get the webinar recorded. I hope it helps. Come on, all people answer the polls. Pandranath, you want to ask a question? You raised a hand. Please ask a question. I can't make you speak. Okay, but you can ask a question in the question and answer. Happy to answer that. Okay. Okay. I got it, Pandranath. Right. Happy to be connected with you on LinkedIn if I'm not connected. And we can also, if you have any questions on one-on-one basis, you can actually ask me on the LinkedIn as well. Right? Okay. So if there are no more questions, I would like to end the poll. You have, thanks for filling up with the poll details. And okay, and thank you for listening to the webinar. Happy to share as many information and give it back to you. Okay, happy to answer any further questions on LinkedIn, or you can drop a mail to my ID. No, I'm happy to answer any questions, or you can call me on my number as well, or happy to approach no ProThoughts on info@ProThoughts. Now I'm typing my email ID. So you can approach there as well. So thank you so much for attending the webinar. This is information you can approach us. This is the number. If you have any details, any questions, happy to answer that as well. Right. Thank you so much, and a warm namaste from my side. Have a great day. Happy Ganpati festivities to all of you, and a warm namaste from my side. Thank you so much.